Hey guys, Abraxas here, and let's play some Space Engine. Loading in, and here's where, just hit cancel. When you hit close, it still makes things render, but gets the game up immediately. Anyways, this is a screenshot I used for a thumbnail yesterday. Because it was, I forget who suggested this one. I don't know. I don't think I had clouds loaded for this one, though, yesterday. Yeah, somebody did mention that I didn't have the clouds on. Later in the video I did actually enable that, but meh. It's on this time. Okay, so let's get started. This time I'm actually awake. I did actually fall asleep yesterday, but then I woke up, and then I fell asleep again, then I woke up and fell asleep again. Then I stayed awake, forcing myself to stay awake. Then I slept for like 4 hours last night, and I've been up all night. But it's all good. So, ooh, this is a pretty world. Oh, my bad. This is from CrossFX. Hashtag Papa Bar needs orders. Papa Bar needs orders. Okay. Okay, so this is from CrossFX. I'm just going to call you that. He says, it is a warm Terra with a purple atmosphere, a blue ground, and it's orbiting a yellow-blue gas giant. Where? Where's the gas giant? Oh, hello. Okay, so yeah, it is indeed orbiting a yellow and blue gas giant. And check out the system in general. How the star orbits between each other. What? And how the stars are orbiting between each other. And the planets and his moons. It looks strange indeed. Dual planetary systems as well. Okay, I'll definitely check out the rest of the system. We have some huge crater marks here. Including some that just totally destroyed part of the land here. And just let like ocean water flow in. So this planet has seen some pretty brutal impacts. So let's go ahead and touch down on it and see what we can find. So it has blue terrain. Oh yeah, it does. Almost looks kind of grayish, but yeah, that's definitely blue. Okay, there's a moon there, and that looks like your standard Selena. There's that huge gas giant, and another moon with what I think is an even smaller moon around that moon. And one more moon over there in the distance. Little asteroid. Actually kind of a big asteroid. So we do have a low-lying cloud layer, it looks like. Nice and bumpy. Not really as detailed as some that I've seen, but cool nonetheless. And we got a volcano here. This volcano is... never mind, I thought it was like going to be an island. No, it's kind of just got its own little river here, and the water is very bright blue, it looks like. It does have active volcanic activity. I would expect it to, given the large impacts that it has. There's my phone. And what is this here? Is this a little storm? Oh, whoa, flew way too fast. Yeah, it is a little storm. I see I had the storm right there. And it is a purple planet. Let's get an idea what the sunset looks like. I'm gonna guess and say it probably has a bluish tint. So let's go ahead and touch down right here. Oh, it's green. Yeah, that's what I meant. Green. Yeah, these have green tints. But yeah, fades from blue to green rather than like red in our atmosphere, orange and red. Very cool looking. But let's check out some of those other planets you were talking about. Okay, so here's a large gas giant. I don't think it has a detailed layer. It might. Oh yeah, it actually does. It is actually the bumpy effect. Sometimes it's just kind of a flat texture. Sometimes it's this really bumpy cloud layer. I keep flying into things way too fast. Okay, yeah. We got like this nice little bumpy cloud layer. Gives it a nice shading and a nice texture. Got a couple of cyclones going on here. And a reasonably big storm there. Yeah, there's a nice big storm right there too. And over there. So we got a lot of storms on this gas giant. And it is spinning rather fast, so you can tell by its kind of oval shape. Very cool. Okay, so what was going on with the stars? Oh yeah, we got something going on here. It is a binary star system. What kind of star? Oh. What is this? What are you? White dwarf? White main sequence star? No. White dwarf. Yeah, we got a white dwarf with an accretion disk. Well, go back over there. Now the stars are orbiting around each other. Well, this has a mass of 0.6, and this has a mass of 2.5, so something tells me this little tiny white dwarf is going to be actually orbiting around the bigger star. And that is definitely what's going on here. Very cool. And the white dwarf, which I did not just zoom into. Let's pause the game so I can click on that. Has a nice spinning accretion disk. And let's try to get in real time. Can't really see the accretion disk spinning too fast in real time. The texture is moving. You can see it right there. So yeah, it's going fairly fast. You can see it a lot better if I go 3 times real time though. And you can see the white dwarf just kind of actually orbiting around the star, even at 3 times speed. I just landed on this thing. Oh god, get me out of here. It burns. Yeah, you can see it slowly spinning around it too. So, very cool. Let's go ahead and click on this and see what we got orbiting around here. Here there is a dual planetary system I need to check out. A little planet here with some lovely looking rings actually. Check that out. The outer rings are kind of a, what would you call that? Turquoise color. And then we have like some purplish ones here. If that's turquoise, that's a dark turquoise. And it's actually in Oceania. Is there anything orbiting around it? Looks like just a Selena. Okay, let's see this planet. Okay, so it's another Oceania, but this one has a lot of small moons. Is there any large planets? No. Where is that dual planetary system? This desert? It looks like it's going to be this desert. Let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, so we have a desert here. It looks like it has a relatively thick atmosphere. In fact, it's 123 atmospheres of pressure. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and touch down on it. And you can actually see the world that's right next to it, just kind of sitting up there. And it looks like it has a huge polar cap, so we'll check that out in just a moment. So this desert's pretty standard. Thick atmosphere, purple terrain, and it is quite warm, sitting at 115 degrees Celsius. Massive greenhouse effect on it. Let's go ahead and check out this Terra here. Okay, so this Terra is really cool looking. We got a lovely shade of blue here. It's going to have a what looks like kind of thin blue atmosphere, so let's go ahead and touch down. As we fly into the atmosphere, it doesn't quite wipe the stars out of the sky. It does most of them, but it looks like basically the transition between like sunset on our planet. And you can see the huge desert just orbiting up in the sky up there. And this has some blue terrain on it, so it's not just the atmosphere making it blue, the planet is actually blue. And here's a river, kind of just cutting between a mountain here. And the river kind of messed up when generating, it looks like. Yeah, the river didn't quite generate all the way and actually cut through the mountain properly, so it's kind of doing some weird things here. And there's a huge cyclone right here. And some nice polar caps. With some giant cracks through it. Or possibly just rivers. Had to sneeze, so jump cut. Anyways, let's go to the next suggestion. That is from Quinn Alexander. Ooh, looks like we're going to the center of a galaxy. Which galaxy? The world may never know. That looked like the Milky Way. Was that the Milky Way? No, that's not the Milky Way. Is this just a random galaxy? No, it's the Whirlpool galaxy. It is the closest Terra to the center of the Whirlpool galaxy, but it doesn't have life, sadly. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to it. So if this is the closest Terra to the center of the galaxy, can we see the central black hole from here? There's the star. Oh wow, those clouds look awesome from the backside, mainly because it's being reflected by that gas giant, but that's really cool looking. I actually like the color of this world. I don't actually see colors like this very often. It's kind of an opaque, like kind of a desaturated gray, a little bit of a purplish hue to it. But it kind of has the, what would I call this shade of gray? It kind of has like a mix of purple and this kind of tannish, brownish color. I want to say that is like a gunmetal gray or something like that. Something along those lines. But let's go ahead and touch down on it and check it out. Wow, yeah, we're in a star cluster, so we have all these bright and beautiful stars in the sky, even during the day. We have these beautiful detailed clouds. That looks awesome. Yeah, that is very cool. I'm gonna bookmark this one for reasons. Wow, that is a very cool looking planet. Mostly the sky. I mean, the colors are nice. The colors really, really like this color palette. That is really cool looking. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about that other than, yeah, I don't see a lot of planets like this. Like, most of them almost seem like unnatural colors, but this one seems weirdly natural, like a really alien world. And yeah, if we were to explore an alien world, I would want it to look something like this. This is very cool. There's the parenting star up in the sky there, and yeah, I'm just wondering if we could actually see the center of this galaxy from here. Since I guess we are pretty much the closest Terra to the center of the galaxy. Where might that potentially be? Let's go ahead and zoom out here, get the cluster up, and Control G. And here we go. We should be at a black hole. I guess not. I guess it doesn't want to load. That happens sometimes. Very weird. Oh well, let's go back to the planet. Imagine if it did load it. Yeah, it would probably be visible from where this Terra is. Do you have anything actually orbiting around this Terra? Is this a Terra map? No, it's an Oceania. What is this? Oh yeah, it's around a gas giant. That's correct. Okay. Is it this gas giant? Yeah, it's that gas giant. Okay. So, very cool. Let's check out what the sunset looks like with an atmosphere like this. My guess is probably going to be kind of Earth-like. Got kind of a blue tint to the night sky, so that's very awesome. Which direction's the sun? This way? Ah, yes. No, it's got kind of a more purple, bluish purple hue. And that is a completely different shade of orange. Oh, look at that. And as it fades to a blue color, you see the star turn green because of a mixture of yellow and blue. That's really awesome. Oh yeah, it does actually have like an ocean or sea. I was wondering if there was actually going to be like an ocean on this planet because, yeah, it was looking kind of desert-like with like a few rivers and stuff. But no, it actually does have an ocean. Let's go ahead and touch down next to this mountain range. So we do have the sedimentary rock texture, and oh, that's what I was forgetting to do. I knew I was forgetting something. I was gonna load a texture mod since it seems like it's alright if I do so. So yeah, maybe sometime in one of these later videos, I'm gonna possibly have a texture mod. Just to kind of mix things up a little bit, make the game look a little bit better, and yeah, I figure it wouldn't really hurt. Besides, most of the appearance comes from like the when you're like far away from the planet, and even if I replace the textures, the color palette should be the same, I would imagine. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna consider loading up some mods or something like that. I'm probably not gonna put Sweet FX in because, well, for one, I hate shader mods like EMB series and Sweet FX. Not because I hate the way they look. I mean, they're fully configurable and they're cool and all that. But they cause games to be really unstable a lot of the time, so I just avoid them in general. Move on to the next suggestion, which is from Dylan Bush. He says, as a view of a really cool rainbow spectrum colored nebula. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay. Ooh, look at that. It is a beautiful looking Terra. Absolutely gorgeous looking Terra with a blue atmosphere, giving this green grass a nice kind of sea green appearance. Let's go ahead and touch down on it. Yeah, it's much more vibrant green once you actually get down to the surface. But no, it actually does kind of maintain that sea green color a little bit. Oh, and as you can tell, it's got the actual grass texture, so it actually was grass. And let's check out the ocean here. Looks like we have a, once again, light blue color. The actual terrain on the planet looks like it's kind of a purplish pinkish hue. So very cool looking. Definitely a big fan of that. It has a very thin, actually no, it has pretty similar to Earth in atmosphere. In fact, the ESI on this planet is 81%. Carbon dioxide, oxygen, and nitrogen. Very Earth-like compounds in the atmosphere. Organic multicellular, marine and terrestrial life. The diameter is actually much, much bigger than Earth. Almost twice the size. So it's a very big planet compared to Earth. And the semi-major axis is 0.43 astronomical units, whereas the parent star over there. But it's sitting at a temperature of -7 degrees, so it's actually quite a bit colder than Earth. So I have to assume this is either an orange dwarf or a red dwarf. Very likely a red dwarf. No, it's actually an orange dwarf. Very interesting. We have some, what looks like craters. And here's our Aurora. Can we see it? Oh, there's the Aurora. And a lovely view of the galaxy. With kind of a pink sunset. Very nice looking. Is that a comet over there? Sure enough, there is actually a comet over there. Very cool. Let's get that off the screen. Yeah, very cool. Let's check out the Nebula. Where was that at? There's a nebula around here? Let's decrease the field of view. I'm not seeing a nebula. I'm entirely missing it. Looks like we're on the outskirts of this galaxy as well. Yeah, I'm not seeing a nebula at all. Unless I'm just entirely missing it. No, I didn't even notice. This planet has rings. Okay, so this also has rings. Very cool. I'm not seeing this rainbow nebula you're talking about, though. What's that? Yeah, it's just a star. Maybe if I just turn up the magnitude for it. Just turn up the galaxy magnitude. And turn up the exposure slightly. Yeah, no sign of the nebula, so... Not sure what you're exactly referring to there, but I'm missing it entirely. But very cool looking planet. Very awesome looking Terra. If anyone actually wants to visit it, the idea as always is in the top left corner, and this is a very beautiful looking world. On to the next suggestion, which is from Derp Sauce Gaming. So it's either going to have exotic life or it's going to be a dual planetary system, right? Okay, so he says go to this ID. It has 7 to 9 other galaxies, or what? That could possibly collide. Oh, wow. And 7 are elliptical. The other 3, including the galaxies, are in a spiral and 2 spiral. Okay. They're about the distance between Andromeda and the Milky Way galaxy to the planet. Okay, we got an elliptical galaxy. We have a star. We have an elliptical galaxy. We have an elliptical galaxy. Looks like we might just have an elliptical galaxy. Oh, look at over there. 2 elliptical galaxies. And a spiral galaxy. Hello, spiral galaxy. That actually looks kind of cool. Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of galaxies around here. We're in like a little galaxy cluster. And we have this very, very green world. Let's go ahead and just touch down on here. So, I mean, when Andromeda and Milky Way collide, and there's like a very, very, like basically impossible chance of a star colliding into us or really messing up our orbits or flying near us or anything like that when our 2 galaxies collide. When all like 7 to 9 of these galaxies collide, what are the odds then? Probably quite a bit greater. Anyways, we do have a green atmosphere and we have a couple bright objects there. What is that? That is a hot ice giant. That just made me think of that ICR commercial. I'm just going to avoid that. It appears in these sand dunes. Someone is trying to write us a message in some very, very weird Yeah, some very weird dialect or language or whatever. If anyone can transcribe this, do leave it in the comments below. Maybe it's just saying my videos are awful. I wouldn't be completely wrong. Oh wow, that's really green. It's like a neon green. Pretty, yeah, the atmosphere actually goes up to a pretty good elevation. What is the atmospheric pressure is not very high. The mass also isn't too great either. The diameter is pretty much half of that of Earth. The ESI is 80%, really? The temperature's off. The diameter isn't even close. The life is marine life. The composition's okay. No nitrogen, though. Semi-major axis is 0.74 astronomical units. What makes this an ESI of 80%? I have no clue. The last few planets we visited were definitely a lot closer. But okay, this one gets 80% for some reason. And I know AAV keeps mentioning that it's due to like certain factors and stuff, but I just don't understand it. This one's like nothing like Earth, and for some reason has high ESI. When I see ones that are like 75%, they look a lot more similar to Earth in general appearance, and all the settings are a lot closer. So yeah, it's very weird. The temperature's way off. The atmospheric pressure's way off. The composition's way off. The size is half of that of Earth. And the semi-major axis is less than that of Earth. Just kind of confusing. I know a lot of factors play into it, but it's like this one's probably the least like Earth Terra, or like least like Earth Terra there is so far. Is it the amount of water potentially? Because there's a fair bit of water here, but this is mostly land on this planet from what I can tell. Oops, just smacked right into the planet. But yeah, very interesting. And here's the Aurora effect. Looking nice and pretty. Do I actually have the Auroras turned up? I think I do. I don't know how I like the Auroras. Turned up or turned down. Because turned down they look kind of cool too. Turned out they just have like kind of really divided lines. That and they appear to move around a lot more when you have them turned down. I don't know, what do you guys think? Leave in the comments below. Which Aurora effect looks cooler to you? Let's get a nice view of this. So we have some colors going by, but if I touch down on the planet, let's go to the night side. Totally getting detoured by this, but I'm genuinely curious. Let's try to find some land here. So there's the Aurora in the sky, and appeared when I set it to high that time. Oh, there they are. My mouse is doing that weird thing again. I still have the mouse smoothing enabled. So yeah, there's the Aurora. There's it on high. There's it on low. Now, given the texture doesn't actually move around very much. Well, it doesn't really when... Yeah, the textures are kind of still on here, too. It looks like a still texture, but there's just like a color map flying through it. Not too low, I mean, it's just kind of blurred up and different looking. It doesn't look really worse, it just looks different, I would say. I know it's a lower resolution map, obviously, and that's why it's low setting. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. Go check out some of these galaxies around here. Okay, so first things first, I think we are in the spiral one here. Up. I crashed the game. That's what I get for dicking with the Auroras, I guess. They don't like being messed with. Brought me back here. Alright, here we go. As I was saying, let's check out what this galaxy looks like. Because I think this looks very cool from the side view. Okay, so it's kind of a ring-shaped galaxy. Huh. Kind of looks dumb from this view. But from over here, it looks awesome. That looks awesome right there. That huge glow in the center with all those clouds there. I mean, that's awesome. Did I mention it was awesome? Alright, so let's check out some of these galaxies around here. It's just a lot of elliptical galaxies, isn't it? So there was 3 galaxies that were not. Would it be these ones? Oh yeah, it looks like we have a spiral galaxy and like a ring-shaped galaxy here. No, that one's also spiral. Very cool. Let's do this. Let's turn down the galaxy magnitude a little bit. And let's turn up the model lighting and the exposure. So now we can get an idea of which galaxies are kind of nearby. So yeah, we just have like a huge line or chain of galaxies, I guess. And a lot of these are just kind of elliptical, sitting right next to the spiral one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we do just have like 10 galaxies just sitting here. That's very cool. Of course, I think that's actually pretty common, because if I go and just increase... Okay, let's turn down the star magnitude. Turn up the galaxy magnitude. Whoa, too much, too much. Let's get this magnitude back up. That's just like... I think that would just be considered like a dense area, because you can go around and find like... I've shown it before. You can see these like these strands of galaxies here. Those are all clusters, and you might just be able to find things like just densely packed areas of these. What's this? A regular galaxy. Has anyone noticed that irregular galaxies, they pretty much almost always look the same in this game? Just a blue ball that's cluttered. Never really a different color either. Okay, I guess what you found was actually kind of rare. I'm not really seeing too much of that based on like my 2 minutes of flying around, but yeah, it does actually get pretty dense in some of these areas here. Compared to like sitting right here where there's only like a couple galaxies. Like this one right here. Well, it's a tiny galaxy. Tiny little elliptical galaxy, and it's all alone in the center of this huge bubble pretty much. Like, the nearest galaxy is so far away, like way out here. And is that another elliptical one? Yeah, it certainly is. Elliptical. E5. I don't know what that means. Elliptical, but what's the classification 1 through like 7 or whatever? I'm not sure. I don't think it's size though, because I've found E7s that are like tiny and stuff, and E0s that are large, and vice versa as well. Well, we have another one from Derp Sauce Gaming. Let's go ahead and check it out. Whoops. Whoopsie. Alright, here we go. Warm desert with life. Oh, pretty little desert. Looks like that Terra we just visited pretty much. Got some nice purple rings. Nice little division here. Is there an asteroid at all? No. But there is a couple well, a bunch of Selenas. There's something way out there too. And over there. And way over there. Okay, so this thing has a lot of stuff orbiting around it. And, needless to say, this is kind of a crazy view because I did not actually reset the magnitude. Check that out. You can just see all these galaxies just out there. Crazy. Let's go ahead and reset the magnitude. There we go. That's a bit better. So we have some shadows here from the purplish rings. Let's go ahead and touch down right here. Oh, what's cool is these shadows aren't actually pitch black because you actually have the moons also reflecting and stuff. I think it's just because the sun's still kind of shining through. And you can see the shadows on the atmosphere there. And there's the shadows on the train. Very awesome and weirdly shiny. So we have our life texture here, which looks like kind of the mossy texture, I would say. Doesn't quite look like the treetop texture. Oops, just smacked into the ground again. We have an active volcano here with some lovely looking lava in there. I kind of like that lava texture. That's the same texture they use on the molten planets as well. I guess because that would also be lava, but you know. Active volcanoes, it looks like. Here's our Aurora effect with, looks like when you're in the atmosphere, the moons have like kind of a reddish tint. The game is doing that thing again with the cursor and mouse, whatever. Seems like it only happens when I'm actually near the ground, though. Very odd. Some pretty cool looking hills here. They just have like random little peaks, it looks like. Let's slow down a bit so I ain't just flying through everything. I don't know why, but I'm mostly seeing this rock texture now. I felt like I've seen a lot more than that in the past. But now it seems like it's primarily like this layered sediment rock. Very weird. It does have a different mapping on it, though. It has like the cracked texture they also use for the ice. So very cool. Some nice looking hills. I don't know what would actually cause these hills to generate in such a way, but they're very cool looking nonetheless. Nice and smooth, rather than the occasional jagged hills that we're used to seeing. So, really nice. You can see the sun shining across the ring there. And this is a desert, so I don't expect to see any oceans or anything like that. So we have another one from Derp Sauce Gaming, and he says, it's a planet with a moon with the biggest selena that you've ever seen. The planet itself is a Titan. Go ahead and check that out. Standard Titan. Nice rusty red clouds. Always a fan of that. And the atmosphere is just primarily nitrogen. 3.8 atmospheres of pressure, so about 4 times that of Earth. You know, Titans also look rusty. Like a lot of Titans you see have like this rusty red like cloud color, and then like when you touch down they just have like this kind of rusty look to them. Just kind of makes you think like the ground is like some type of iron or something like that. But Titan, so I'd assume it's a bunch of ice. This looks very cool. Sitting at negative 206 degrees, so this is a really cool Titan. In fact, if I went over to this gear icon and set real planet brightness, I imagine this is going to get very dark. Oh yeah. That's another thing with Titans, is they're typically very cold, so when you turn on the real planet brightness, they look just very dim, which is really cool looking. So let's check out that selena real quick. Okay, well. That's not a selena. Is that a selena? That is a selena. I would have figured that would have been classified as like an ice world. Very interesting. Yeah, that thing's huge. It's actually sitting at a diameter of 25,000 kilometers. It's twice as big as Earth. Yeah, it's actually a very big selena. Is it actually maintaining an atmosphere? No, not really. It's got a very light atmosphere. I don't know if that's Galaxy in the background or if that's... No, it's probably Bloom. If I go into the settings... No, it's not Bloom. That might just be the atmosphere there, the purple hue. Let me turn on the real planet brightness. That could just be a glow. That could also just be my screen bleeding a little bit. Not sure. But very cool. The planet itself is also the same size. This is a dual planetary system with the Titan and Selena. And both of which are like twice the size of Earth. This is actually a very cool find. if you want to check these out, the IDs, as always, in the top left. Yeah, very awesome fun. It's actually really cool. Let's go ahead and check out the next one, which is from AAV. And he says, make sure to check the view they have of Andromeda. And here we go. Ooh, that's a lovely looking world. Got kind of like a bright sand, I guess. It is a desert after all. And a really cool kind of forest green grass, it looks like. Let's go and touch down on it. And what did I do to make planets so shiny? Okay, so we got some hills here. Flew too fast. Looks like they're going to be rather spiky, and certainly they are. Not really too much of an atmosphere going on. In fact, we got a nice night sky. The blue hue is, in fact, the atmosphere. For a second there, I thought I was looking at the edge of a galaxy. And really nice, yeah, I really like that grass color it's using there. Let's go ahead and slow down a bit. I'm being crazy with the camera today. And yeah, it's actually using a grass texture as well. Let's go ahead and check out the view of Andromeda that it has. That's an elliptical galaxy. Now, one thing I do know is there is an elliptical galaxy right next to Andromeda. So, if I turn the camera, there it is. Very cool looking. Oh, and there's the other elliptical galaxy. I don't think that is the Milky Way. I do believe that is Triangulum. No, that's the Milky Way. Where is Triangulum? I don't see it. Such a dang slouch. Found myself basically laying back in my chair. Ah, there's Triangulum. I really like the way Triangulum looks. Has that lovely purple in it. I'm going to do a magnitude video of this galaxy. I don't think I've done it yet. It's kind of the underrated galaxy that nobody really thinks of, but it's kind of a pretty large, like, spiral galaxy. It's not as large as our Milky Way or as large as Andromeda, for example. Andromeda's pretty big, sitting at 141, and the Milky Way, where was it? Back there is sitting at 126. So it's about half the size of our Milky Way. A little less than half. So it's kind of a small spiral galaxy, but it's next to Andromeda and looks really cool in the game. Probably going to do a video on that one. Let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion from AAV, which I think is just going to be probably at the other elliptical galaxy, potentially. Maybe. Here we go. No. Okay. Is this the same system that we're just at? Not sure, but we got a very awesome looking tidally locked planet with a huge ice sheet, so it's half frozen. And the planet itself is sitting at negative 76 degrees on average across the surface. The atmospheric pressure is about 1/10 of that of Earth. Carbon dioxide and CO2 is the atmospheric composition. We have a semi-major axis of 0.3 astronomical units, and it looks like it's just orbiting around a red dwarf. Yeah, a little star. And when I clicked on that red dwarf, that kind of tripped me out because my wallpaper changed to, I think that's the Orion Nebula. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I have a lot of wallpapers. We got terrestrial life. It is a desert, so there's no ocean on it. And the diameter is a little bit bigger than Earth. About 25% bigger. Let's go ahead and touch down and see what this looks like. Looks like it's going to be a nice pink terrain color. Yeah, it does have like a nice pink. Do I still have real planet brightness on? No, I don't. Ooh, even with real planet brightness on, this actually gets very dim. Let's go ahead and turn off the orbit map, get these lines out of the sky. Whoops, that was velocity. Yeah. And I think it was AAV who was pointing it out, but one of these settings, I think this one, turns off the atmosphere so you can just see the night sky. Very cool. Let's get that off the screen. And was that also our life texture? Yeah, it looks like it. We have that kind of mossy texture, I think. And let me brighten this back up. There we go. Now we can see again. We have what looks like an active volcano. Yep, certainly is. And this is actually the atmospheric color that a lot of red dwarfs have. But it's really fitting on this planet, I would say, just because we have this like kind of pinkish purple effect. I don't know what color this would actually be. Yeah, kind of pinkish purple and like a lot of orange kind of mixed in. I feel like the atmosphere is very fitting to this world. And we have this lovely, really detailed storm here that looks just absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and hit play and just watch it spin. There we go. Very cool looking. Doesn't look like it's one of those bugged out ones that like to go to the dark side of the planet. And what do we have reflecting here? Doesn't appear to be anything. Where'd that planet just go? Oh, there it is. It looks like we have something reflecting here, but we don't. Did I turn up the ambient lighting or something? What setting do I have on that's doing that? Planet shine bright. That's not quite doing it. I don't know. I didn't change any settings. I don't know why everything's so shiny today. Nope, not a clue. Nonetheless, very beautiful. Was it Galaxy? Galaxy lighting. No? Nah, there's none of that. Very odd. And let's see. Ah, yes. I missed some suggestions yesterday. Not because I just skipped over them. It's because they suggested them while I already had the video recorded and stuff. That would be from Andromeda, and Steve. Let's go ahead and check out the ones from Steve. He said he'd repost them on my latest video, which he didn't actually do, but I remembered you, so yeah. Let's go ahead and check out one of these suggestions. Whoops. And here we go. Whoa. No. Calm down. Okay. I forgot I forgot I had things moving. Okay. Yeah, we got a nice Scorched desert. Really cool blue atmosphere. Nice baby blue it looks like. And a purple terrain, I assume. It's Scorched, so I assume it's actually red shifted. So if I go over to the dark side here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Beautiful and purple, and then it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. The gas giant's reflecting on it, and then it's like, oh, never mind, it's the depths of hell. Got the kind of scorched lava mapping that it uses for the scorched worlds. And then over here, it's kind of that. So if I touch down here, you can kind of see it's nice and red, and you can, if you zoom out a little bit, it looks like it's pools of lava. And then over here, it mostly looks normal. A little bit of red shift, but it's all good. But no, it's a very hot planet. So very cool looking Scorched desert, and where was that gas giant? Right there. Hello, gas giant. I see you have a lovely moon clearing its own little tiny spot in your system. Let's go ahead and land right here. And do I have time still moving? I do. So it's just slowly orbiting around here. Let's go ahead and touch down on this little moon. For a second there, I had the impression that there was footsteps in the sand here. I was very confused. No, that's just crater markings and stuff. Okay. You can see the Scorched desert just peeking over the horizon of this huge blue gas giant. We're in some type of regular galaxy. Very awesome. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion from Steve. And whoosh, Frozen Titan. Okay, we got kind of the rusty orange clouds this time. A bunch of craters it looks like. And let's just touch down. Looks like we have a relatively thin atmosphere. No, it's actually that of Earth. Actually kind of Earth-like atmosphere, but it's a Titan, so if I go over to the real planet brightness, it's super dim. And you can see the parent star there, with actually two parent stars orbiting around each other in this lovely view of this giant spiral ring galaxy. Let's go and turn off real planet brightness so we can actually see. Okay, so it looks like we have a sand texture. Pretty interesting, it being a Titan, so I'd imagine it'd be covered in a lot of snow and stuff. We have, it's sitting at negative 187 degrees. And yeah, that's actually sand on Titan. That's not like a huge ice layer. Because we actually have snow caps and stuff. Super interesting. Negative 187 degrees. I don't know what that snow composition would actually be. It says hydrogen is mostly in the atmosphere, which is kind of interesting. Ooh, and look at that. We have some nice orange rings, it looks like. Kind of a mix of orange and pink. They're just slowly spinning around. And a snow-covered volcano. It kind of looks like it's active based on like the liquid or whatever that's on the sides, but it's not really the color of what I would think an active volcano would look like. Like, yeah, that must have recently like went off or something. I'm not too sure. Very cool little Titan world. Kind of a standard looking one, I would say, but it's kind of interesting that it doesn't have like giant ice sheets and stuff. It's just this desert or Terra world that's just really, really cold, it seems like. Very interesting. But I guess that's kind of basically the definition of a Titan, but they always have weird compositions. Okay, so I have another one from Steve, but I don't know if I actually visited this one or not, so let's see. I might have actually visited this one. The odds are I probably wouldn't remember because I was really tired last night. Yeah, not a clue. I have no clue if I actually visited this. All I know is it has a super thick atmosphere and I'm actually not too high greenhouse effect. Very warm though. There's the parent star, not actually diffused in the atmosphere, so very cool. We could actually see it. And the fog here is just crazy dense. Like, we can hardly see anything. Got some really jagged hills there. Just wow, it's a really, really dense fog. You can barely see what's a couple miles away. Oh, it's actually pretty scorched too. We got some kind of a red glow in the back here. Let's go ahead and touch down over where the sun is setting. Yeah, I don't think I actually visited this one. We got like a nice pink sunset. Even though it's actually very, very hot, and yeah, even when the sun sets, it's still going to be very hot, so a very, very inhospitable world. Not very nice. Very cool. This video is kind of dragging on to close to an hour, so let's go ahead and move through our last suggestions, which are from Andromeda, and then close this video out. So he has 3 planets for us to visit. A hot desert. Where am I? What's going on? Why am I only seeing black? What? Is it because of real planet brightness? Am I on a planemo? What's going on here? I'm gonna restart the game and see if this is a glitch. Because I'm not... Wait a minute. Stars either. Did I turn that off? Oh. This is weird. Yeah, I'm gonna restart my game. One moment. Okay, I'm back and I'm seeing stars. Okay, there we go. Okay, so is this a hot desert world that I wanted to visit, or was it a different one? Oh, this is certainly it. Okay, yeah, I've never actually experienced a glitch like that before. That was weird. Okay, then. Let's go ahead and touch down on this cheese planet. Okay. Wow. So if I were to describe the color of this planet in this atmosphere, I'd have to say gold. A very gold-looking planet. That's very cool. Yeah, I've never seen an atmosphere in terrain that looks like this before. This is definitely a unique one to me. Which is always interesting, because, I mean, I'll see a lot of planets that I typically see, and then, like, every once in a while, it's just like, bam, like, surprises me. Something completely new. And it looks like we have multiple cloud layers. One low-lying one and one kind of up here. Very detailed, the atmosphere is actually not that very thick in pressure. The temperature of the planet is 128 degrees Celsius, so it's actually very warm. There's no life on this planet. We got CO2 and sulfur dioxide. And it looks like an ESI of 61%, so not very Earth-like. I wouldn't really expect it to be, given it's a hot desert. And a mass of much less than Earth. In fact, the diameter is actually about less than half of Earth. Probably about 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. And yeah, very cool looking. And look at this volcano; it's very tall. Then we have like kind of a more rounded volcano right here. Doesn't look like it's actually active though. Actually, kind of does slightly. Very cool looking world. See what the sunset looks like on a world like this. I imagine probably just yellow. Oh no, it's kind of pink. Oh, it's very pink. Oh wow, check that out. We got this pink sunset. Let's get under the second cloud layer here. Oh wow, it's a nice detailed cloud layer too. Wow, check that out. Now that is a very cool looking sunset. It goes from a pink to like kind of a violet. Like it goes to like a more hot pink, then it fades off to this purple color. That is an awesome sunset. In the night sky, we have this beautiful view of an irregular galaxy looking like it's basically colliding in with a spiral galaxy of some sort. Let's check out what the spiral galaxy looks like. Very cool. Andromeda loves galactic collisions. I do too, so I mean, good taste. Let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion from Andromeda, which did not copy paste. There it goes. Okay, so it is an orange dwarf, but he says there is 2 Terras. Probably around this one. Okay, that's a cool looking Terra. We got kind of a very dark reddish purple in the ocean here, but that could just be the atmosphere. And a dim greenish red kind of grass, I guess. Let's go ahead and touch down right here. So immediately I see we have that sand texture, and what is that? What are you? There's something kind of mixed into the texture there. Looks like we have the grass texture mixed in with the sand texture. So that is our life texture there. And a very dark maroon red ocean. Very cool looking. And very shiny, as is everything today. And it looks like we're in the center of an elliptical galaxy, I would say. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. We're like in the star cluster of an elliptical galaxy. And there's our parent star. As for where the other star is, I'm not too sure. Let's check out this other Terra, which is not too far off from this one. And this one has a huge ring, or set of rings, rather. Oh, wow, and some nice big polar caps. And it's very contrast, I would say. It's got, like, kind of a bright color here, and then it's like a dark ocean. Let's go ahead and touch down on this. This one does not have life on it. And the atmosphere is kind of a yellowish color. And there's one of the parent stars. There is actually two of them. Well, there's at least two stars orbiting each other. This is pretty common in these galactic centers. And let's check out the ocean here. Okay, that's actually kind of a interesting blue shade. I'd almost want to say it's somewhat green, but not really. Very cool looking. Just the atmosphere kind of making it look green, I would say. Yeah, very cool looking planet. And I always love when they have like these large polar regions. It just looks really cool. And what's even more interesting is the cloud layer is actually below this polar height, so you can actually see what looks like two cloud layers. Yeah, two cloud layers. Just kind of sitting in a bowl of ice. That's really cool looking. Let's check out this green desert, and that'll be our last planet for today. Actually, I had 3 green deserts, I would say, so far. Or as of now. Just in this single episode. Oh, that's a different kind of green desert. Okay. So, green atmosphere, perhaps? Looks like we're in a collision. We certainly are. That looks like Andromeda, almost. Is he using the Andromeda texture? Before I visit this planet, I need to know. Can I not escape? There we go. I've seen some galaxies reuse textures. I just flew through another galaxy. Actually, I don't know what that texture is. Is that Andromeda? I don't think so. Very blue, though. Okay, let's go and fly back to this green desert here. And that does not look healthy, and the compositions agree with me. Let's go ahead and touch down. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a green atmosphere, and look at that. Got our binary stars there, and kind of a pink fog. Yeah, don't breathe this. Probably bring a gas mask or something. Got some really contrast looking hills here, like really dark shadows. The temperature of this planet is actually really cold, sitting at negative 74 degrees. The atmospheric pressure is not really that much. And wow, look at this. Just got like a pink to blue fade in the sunset here. Very cool looking. Let's touch down and see what these galaxies look like. Actually has a red hue. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so I want to look in that direction. Okay, there's the other galaxy. I like how that one's just kind of like a stripe across the sky. That's a very cool looking planet. The ESI is 55%. Yeah, not very Earth-like at all. I actually have a little bit of erosion going on with these hills, so it's kind of interesting. There must be some kind of probably not very healthy rain going on here. And yeah, it's just a very cool looking planet in general. Like the atmosphere just looks deadly, I would say. Like this does not look good. It's like a planet of mustard gas. Very cool suggestions, and I love that you always suggest things with galactic collisions. I think that's very cool. Anyways, yeah, this video's been going on for a while, so I'm gonna cut it here. If you guys like the video, please leave it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe. It really does help, and I will see you guys in the next one.